My name is Marlon McFinley. I'm 62 years old and I'm a professional fisherman from Augusta, Maine. My family has been fishing these waters for Atlantic cod for as long as I can remember, but lately my lines have been coming up empty. My life depends on these fish, and without them, I have nowhere to go.
Hello, my name is Reed Porter, and I'm coming to you live from sunny Maine. We are here to discuss the cause of pollution and the effect of extinction. The pollution causing this extinction is air pollution, which is damaging the air and making it hard for animals to survive. Extinction occurs because of this, killing off many different types of species. For example, marine animals, such as fish, are facing air pollution and water pollution, which is killing them off. Air pollution caused by factories and cars, which we use on a daily basis, is the cause for global warming and thus the extinction, harming our planet. So, we've been out here for almost 4 hours and we've caught about 50 fish. But even with my lack of experience, I can tell that this is a lot less than expected. Is that right, Marlon?
Yeah.
So you used to catch more, like a long time ago.
Yeah, about 20 years ago, we'd be bringing up about 150 fish each day, but the drop is devastating.
Looking at the data, we can see there's been an extreme drop in the number of Atlantic cod in the last decade or so. Analyzing data provided by scientists at Carbon Brief, we can see patterns between water surface temperature and the number of reproductive age Atlantic cod. When temperature increases, population size decreases, and vice versa. This is a real problem that we can trace back to global warming.
It looks like this is becoming a real big problem. Is this happening to others, or is it just you?
Yeah, well, so many fishermen out there, whether they're commercial or private, they all have problems because our only source of income is just disappearing. Entire towns used to live off the ocean, but now with what I catch a day, probably couldn't even feed all the people on my street. I just don't know what to do. I haven't been taught to do anything else. I mean, I dropped out of school when I was 16 to join this family business.
Wow, so Marlon, what do you think is causing all of this?
Well, it seems a little fishy, but some of my colleagues, they deal with oil spills, trash in the water, practically everything. But here in the Gulf of Maine, the water's just getting too warm, and I think it's global warming.
Global warming is a huge issue right now. The carbon released from cars, factories, and our homes enters the atmosphere. CO2 is a greenhouse gas, meaning it traps heat. Global warming is caused by increases in these greenhouse gases. Although trees do use CO2 and remove it from the air, it is not at the pace at which we release it back. Based on evidence provided by the Guardian News, which shows a 7% increase in CO2 emissions from the U.S. between 1996 and 2006, we can predict that by 2026, the U.S. will be producing about 5,815,553,897 metric tons of carbon dioxide annually. Looking at this data provided by NASA, we can see the effect of global warming on our Earth's average temperature. This is a very unsettling change that only we can stop.
Many marine ecosystems are being harmed by pollution, and thus extinction occurs. Marlon is one person impacted by the extinction of fish, especially Atlantic cod. He has told us how his personal struggles have occurred and how his business of being a fisherman has suffered. Ending pollution is the start to ending extinction.
Global warming is causing fish to die and ruining ecosystems everywhere, which affects everyone, no matter if you're a fisherman or not, or if you live on the coast or 1,000 miles inland. I have been greatly impacted by this problem of water and air pollution from cars and factories used every day, and there are so many others in similar positions. My business and well-being has suffered because of this pollution, and the fish I catch just isn't enough anymore. We please ask for you to be aware of your daily actions because they could be greatly harming the ocean.